I don't cross my T's. I don't dot my I's. I won't say pretty please, or speaking little white lies. I've got a rebel soul. 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 Oh, just get down with it, down with it, down with it. Just get down. I ain't no thing that you can chain with a ring. And I ain't no vice for admiring eyes. I've got a rebel soul. 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 Just get down with it, down with it, down with it. Just get down. I can be good when I wanna. I just don't wanna. I can be good when I wanna. I just don't wanna. I can be a good girl when I wanna. I just don't wanna. I can be good, I can be good, but no, I got a rebel soul. Hey, I've got a rebel soul. I got a rebel soul. Yeah, I've got a rebel soul. Hey, down with it, my rebel soul. Down with it, my rebel soul. Down with it, my rebel soul. Down with it, down with it, down with it. Just get down with it, down with it, down with it. Just get down with it, down with it, down with it, down with it, down. I've got a rebel soul.
Surprise! How are we doing this evening? Well, it might not be evening for some of you guys. I thought some of you guys outside of the United States might like a late night live stream. Amanda Page has crawled out from her cave and is gracing us with her presence this evening, y'all. Girl, where you been? See, I like doing these impromptus in kind of different times, because it just pulls out some different people, and I just love it. Dang straight late. I know what you meant by straight. JPC. Oh, you got your 90611 shirt on. I'm so glad. I'm glad you got it. So I thought since tonight's kind of an impromptu thing, I was going to show you guys 3 shorts, which are kind of like what I like to, refer to as my little video reels, my little trailers, that you guys can look at. And then you guys are going to pick what we're going to watch tonight, because we're going to watch one of my videos. Okay. Even Santa's here tonight. Santa. I've been so good all year. Just watch my videos and you'll see. He's like, no. Hi, Catherine. Oh, Irrational Geographic has fallen off the wagon. That's why we are here. This is why we have these impromptu Brooksaholics meetings in the evenings, because you just never know. Never know Welcome, Teresa. Spider-Man, it's so nice to see you. It's nice to see all y'all. But Spider-Man, you haven't been on a live in a while, have you? We miss Spidey. All right. I'm going to play the first one. I'm going to put the poll up. Y'all don't start clicking that dang poll until we're done with all 3 of them, okay? Muriel said, do that. Do that. Do this. Do that. This, that, and a third. Santa. Oh, that's okay, Spider-Man. We all have a life to live, right? All right, let me play these, and then they're 1-minute clips, and you guys are gonna pick which one of these we're gonna watch tonight. Because I'm fixing to put the poll up as soon as I hit the play button. Fixing to. Who do I sound like? My word.
Did you speak to the complainant of the domestic allegations at that time?
Objection.
Yes.
The use of the word complainant.
Sustained as to the form of the question.
And what did you tell her?
I don't remember.
You just used the name Mr. Brooks for the first time that you've been testifying. Would that be fair to say?
I don't understand your question.
Okay, that was the first one. Turn that one off. Here's the next one. The trial that never ends. The trial that we can't seem to get enough of.
And just for the record, hearing from the other courtroom.
I'm seeking merely to understand, Your Honor. I don't understand the nature and cause of the charges.
Mr. Brooks, I've already dealt with these.
I can't even
So-
get these admitted
I
into
knew y'all start
evidence.
clicking the.
For the record,
All right.
I didn't
Oh,
bring up the word
Let us
violated.
continue then. We're going to move on, Mr. Brooks. Let us
So-
continue with the
So we gonna
questioning
move on to
of.
subject matter jurisdiction that
No,
has
I'm
yet
not.
to be proven.
Detective Carpenter, you can please come on back up to the witness stand, and Madam Clerk, you can have the jurors brought out.
So we're not gonna address that at all. That's not gonna be proven for the record. Is that a judicial determination that you don't have to answer the question, Your Honor? Is that also a tactical agreement?
Your Honor, may I see a sworn affidavit of the nature and authority of the court?
The trial that never ends. The trial that
All right.
we can't seem to get enough of. That was the second one. Here's the third one. Welcome back, everyone, to the Daybrook School of Law. Now, this is part 3214. So make sure you get all your pieces in order. When we pass out this manual, we don't, we're just throwing it out there at you. You got to put it in order for yourself, okay? Now, we're going to go over some more training manual videos today. Mr. Brooks today is going to talk about the plaintiff, and we're going to watch his trial footage so you can learn from the man himself.
Mr. Brooks, I'm reviewing this for completeness. And you have simply put on here, state of Wisconsin plaintiff, that's an entity. You have to name a person, sir.
Any legal basis why that would not be accepted, Your Honor?
Okay, so that was the day he called the state of Wisconsin to testify. So let's go look so y'all pick from the thing I just put in here. Oh gosh. We've got, I was gonna say we're almost on a tie, but it looks like, see, I knew what happened. You guys started voting too early. I'm gonna leave it up so you guys can vote. Irrational Geographic. My goodness. My goodness. Thank you so much. Wow, you didn't have to do that. I think that's the biggest tip I've ever gotten, I think. So nice of you. I'm in awe. It looks like the second one is the one that everybody's leaning towards. That's got the highest vote. So let me go over there. Do y'all talk amongst yourselves? I'm going to find it real quick. Okay. Wrong. And I'm old and I'm slow, so you got to give me a minute. Okay, I found it. All right, let me share it. I want to read the chat really quick before I share. Amanda, honey, I'm sorry you've been in a funk. I know that feeling. Wow, I know that feeling. It's okay. That's why we're here tonight. Kind of lift everybody's mood up. Christmas can be sucky sometimes, you know? And this year, just not, I don't know. It's just, no, I'm not feeling it this year. I should have had an all the above option. We might watch more than one. Okay. Let me play this for y'all real quick. Share screen. Share. And away we go. Hi, everyone. Welcome in. Thanks for joining us. My name is Carrie. Oh, and spoiler alert, today's topic, the Darrell Brooks trial. Now, I say this because I've had a few people, just a few, not many, because most of you guys get it, but just a few people in the comments put, why are you still spotlighting this trial? And I just shake my head and I think they probably just weren't into it at the time, or I don't know. They just didn't get it. Everybody has their own preferences, right? But those of us that do get it apparently can't get enough of it. So I put together something for you all, my take on the trial in 5-minute segments. So here's part 1. Enjoy.
Mr. Brooks, stop talking.
Objection, hearsay.
You would like to, you're asking that to voluntarily be taken to that courtroom.
All right, why don't we print that off? Mr. Brooks can review that as well.
Into being called that name, and what do I need to be reviewing?
Can I come back? Can I come back? Can I come back?
I will take these in order. The first is a note from Mr. Brooks that was handed to Deputy Wittig at about 12:05. It says, I would like my filings addressed, parenthesis, notice of special appearance, statement of particulars, both are by affidavit filed 10/3/22, which today is deadline to respond. Thank you, Mr. Brooks. I'm respectfully declining to respond to those filings.
With all due respect.
I'm going to mute him.
Still need to address subject matter jurisdiction before the jury's brought out.
I will not be doing that.
Will it be proven for the record?
Why you should put it up here? Don't even tell the jury the truth.
Remove me then.
I have to rule on the request, sir. It's been a proposal filed with the court.
You haven't ruled on subject matter jurisdiction yet.
Yes, I have.
No, you keep changing the jurisdiction. Jurisdiction is a subject matter jurisdiction that has yet to be proven on the record. So is that a tacit agreement that you don't have to answer that question, Your Honor?
I make no such agreements with you, sir.
I'm seeking to merely understand.
Sir, I cannot give you legal advice. I cannot give you the understanding that you want.
And I object to that. have yet to prove subject matter jurisdiction.
But Mr. Brooks, you're being
It ain't
taken
no
to
Mr.
the
It
next
ain't no Mr.
courtroom.
Brooks. Don't try to address me
Thank
like
you.
that, like we cool. You don't have no integrity. How can you even call yourself a judge? Making tacit agreements, being biased, judicial misconduct, trying to steal somebody's system.
One last time, Mr. Brooks, you have a position on
Can
the
I
state's
go over the
proposed-
document, please? Can I do that, Your Honor?
sorry?
Respectfully, for the record, may I do that? Can I at least raise the issue of subject matter jurisdiction? That still
No,
has
there's
to
no
be
lawful motion before the court. You may not.
a reference to the charges in this matter. Paperwork that would state the charges. Any paperwork.
I just want to be treated fairly, which I
Please?
have not been.
So can we adjust the subject matter jurisdiction?
No,
then,
we
since
cannot.
Talk about that.
Your Honor, as a
Mr.
public
Brooks.
servant, I have the right to ask questions
Sir?
of Your Honor.
Are you aware of who the plaintiff is in this matter?
Objection relevance.
Grounds.
We're talking about constitutional rights.
Are you aware that the state of Wisconsin is an entity and cannot claim to be an injured party in this matter? Grounds.
906-11.
So what is the purpose of me being present if I'm not able to ask simple questions that I do not understand? Objection, hearsay.
It's not hearsay. That's my decision, sir. Next
Are you
topic.
making a judicial determination that those have no merit?
Mr. Brooks, I have indicated to you on the record what I will or will not do.
I would like to motion for a finding of fact.
Your request is denied.
Objection, what was the answer to the last question?
So this is your final warning, or you will be removed to the other courtroom.
Objection, leading the witness.
He's muted. The record should reflect. It appears he's talking as well. He's making hand gestures. His lips are moving behind the mask. In any event, do you have a position on the jury view, sir?
Yeah, what about subject matter jurisdiction?
Man, I ain't trying to hear all that because at the end of the day, I did what you asked me to do.
I'm simply trying to have a fair trial. Will Your Honor honor my First Amendment right?
I'm
Or
not
are you
answering
making
that
it- or are
question,
you
sir,
making
because
it-
I've already addressed
So
it.
you're making a judicial determination to deprive me of my constitutional
I am not
right.
making any such determination, sir.
So you just said you're not going to answer the question about my First Amendment right, which says
Sir,
that
I've
I have
already
freedom of
answered the
speech.
question that you have a right to present a defense.
That is the
You have
Sixth
a right
Amendment,
to
not
be
the First.
present.
You're trying to
You
twist up the
have
amendments.
a right to present your defense, but your rights are not unfettered.
Objection, hearsay.
Overruled. The record will reflect that Mr. Brooks did not give consent. Mr. Brooks, new topic or under 906-11, I will close the cross-examination.
Thank you guys so much for joining me again today. I've got, let's see, we've got round 2 of Brooks. Am I muted? Am I muted? Oh yeah, I did it again. Okay, so that one went a lot quicker than I thought it would. So let me go over here and find the next one up, because the next one that you guys voted for was a D. Brooks School of Law video. So let me find that. Y'all like my impromptu laziness? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I think it's this one. Hold on. I don't remember which one. I don't remember which one I put up. That's so sad. Let's hang on. Let me see if it's this one. Is this the one we just watched the other night with Daniel? It might be the one we just watched the other night with Daniel. Hang on. Maybe not. Okay, it's not. All right, let me go back to the thing and I'll share it. I really need several computers to do all this and 10 hands. Thanks for being with me tonight, you guys, and working with my unorganized self. I appreciate it. I hope that I make your night more enjoyable being here, more fun, kind of liven everybody's spirits a little bit.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining back in for the D. Brooks School of Law. Now, I just wanted to take a moment to thank you all for asking about me. I know that there were several of you that were doing so. And the doctor said that my back is much better now. And, there were some other problems, but he thinks that was just about a gas. So we're good and we're ready to move on, and we're gonna head back to Wisconsin and go back to Mr. Brooks's trial. Now, what we're about to watch are pieces of when Mr. Brooks was questioning most of his witnesses. Now, keep in mind that sometimes when he will examinate someone, that the prosecution can also turn around and cross-examinate them. Okay, so sometimes you might see some pieces in there where the prosecution comes back and tries to frustrate Mr. Brooks and degrade the witnesses' testimonies and all that. But we're not, you know what? We're just not going there. I think this is piece for those of you who have been following the Sovereign Citizens Manual of Mr. Brooks D. Brooks School of Law. And again, you can get those online. You just gonna have to download them because Mr. Brooks doesn't have a way to print them, okay? Because he's, he's in prison. So let's see. We have, I think this is piece 427. Let me look back. Hang on just a moment, everyone, please. Oh, you know what? This might be piece 542 from your D. Brooks School of Law manual, the Sovereign Citizen section. So, without further ado, let's get to it. And I can tell you, on this day, Mr. Brooks, he was in full form, just full form. He was ready to go.
Can I have a first name for this witness, please?
It's
Abel, thank
Abel,
you.
but I believe it's pronounced a different way. It's Abel.
The defense may call its next witness, please.
Quick question before I do: who's supposed to be arriving at 3:30? Just so I know.
I'm not sure.
Babietz and Urel will be here at 3:30. Mr. Liscano is here now, Your Honor.
Thank you.
I knew who's here now. Just trying to get clarity.
Are you going to call Mr. Liscano?
It would appear so. He's the one that's here.
All right, then he may. The defense is calling Abel Liscano, correct?
The defense is calling Abel Liscano.
All right.
Good afternoon, Mr. Liscano. What do you do for a living currently?
I'm a hairdresser.
No judgment whatsoever on this question. Have you ever been convicted of a crime?
Yes, I have.
And how many times?
7.
Do you recall, to the best of your knowledge, it's been a little bit, the driver of the vehicle you observed was honking his horn? Was it gesturing to people?
Yes.
And what do you see? What did you see the gesturing as?
I'm sorry, I don't understand the question.
Thank you. Go ahead, sir, your witness.
Just 1 second. I'll accept for value and return for value this document for the record. Good afternoon, Mr. Hayes. Is that how you pronounce Hayes?
Yep.
Did you speak to the complainant of the domestic allegations at that time?
Objection.
Yeah.
The use of the word complainant,
Sustained as to the form of the question.
Thank you,
And what did you
JPC.
tell her?
I don't remember.
You just used the name Mr. Brooks for the first time that you've been testifying. Would that be fair to say?
I don't understand your question.
Is that part of Main Street close to like a side street? If you recall,
Not too far from Maple.
do you recall the side streets being barricaded during the parade?
I don't remember.
Anything unusual catch your eye that day that you recall?
Yes.
And
About, thank you.
Subject matter jurisdiction, Your Honor,
Court declines to address that.
still has yet to be verified and proven for the record.
Your objections noted for the record. Do you want Mr. Lascano on the stand, or are you going to call Mr. Hayes first? Just so I know what to do when he comes in.
I don't currently I can't find paperwork from Mr. Hayes. Can a police report or something be provided in case I want to call Mr. Hayes first?
Yes, we will accommodate that request. It'll just take me a minute, Your Honor, to find it.
She's so
I'll have to have it
exasperated.
printed and brought over.
did you get the license plate number of the vehicle?
Your 90611, move on to a new topic, please.
Sir, prior to the red SUV coming through your group, did you ever hear a horn honking?
Objection.
Overruled. You may answer, sir.
Objection. Hearsay.
It's not hearsay.
I personally didn't, but
That's fine.
Well, sometimes things just don't turn out the way we expect them. And that might be what happened with Mr. Brooks in some of these pieces. I think sometimes his witnesses got the best of him and he was really trying to get the best of them. You know what I mean? What can I say? I'm not sure why they wanted to put this part in the manual. I'm just going to be honest with you. I think that some of this should have been taken out, but Mr. Brooks said, no, we're going to leave it all in because everything he says is important for all of you to know so that when you get ready to defend yourself under whatever criminal charges that you have, you will be able to go back to these videos and just, zero in on the pieces that ring true to you. You know what I mean? So, again, I want to thank you all for watching, and I think we have a couple more we're going to be dropping later on in the week. Now, I'm not certain of that. Mr. Brooks' schedule is really up in the air. Sometimes he likes to sleep, And sometimes we can get him out of his jail cell and get him over to that computer, but we'll just see. I'm not real sure what's going on there. I know he has trial later on in the week with Miss Erica, and he's real excited about that. He's been thinking about that for a real long time. So, listen, everyone, y'all have a wonderful week and just keep reading and studying your manuals. And I'll put some homework together for you all, and I'll put that at the end. Okay? Y'all be well. All righty. Bye bye. I'm sorry, but the lady that runs that school of law is so annoying. But John Bubba said, this thrilling wait time for Darnisha to poop or get off the pot is brought to you by Darnisha Brooks Oatmeal. That's special. Oh, my word. Have we talked about that before now? You mentioned it. Okay, wait. Thank you for your support with my music edits. JPC taught me a lot about that. Teresa said, I tried to vote for all of them. I'm in withdrawals and I need it all. Girl, you need to settle down. You need to settle down, Teresa. Numfundo says, do you think that the judge knew that he was going to be sentenced or that she was going to be doing the sentencing? I don't know. He's so dumb. I mean, it's not like this is the first time he's ever been to court, but I don't know. What do y'all think? Barbara says, Kiri, I think you and John Bubba should co-host a New Year's Eve live stream, please. And thank you. I don't know what I'm going to be doing New Year's Eve. I actually might have something to do. I don't know. Because it's New Year's Eve. I mean, I don't want to miss it if we're all doing something. But if, things aren't working out that way, and I would love to be on here with y'all because I'd just as soon be here with y'all than anywhere else. So, Cher said, Carrie, that cute pic of you looks like the fun girl with a big gulp beer who's secretly banging the mascot. Girl, bite your tongue. That was taken in a public forum. That was a good beer, though, because it was hot that day. Let's see. I already talked about that one. Amanda wants to do she wants to do the testimony of that young guy in the sweater. Let me put that together because I don't know where it's at, and it would take me a while to find it, and I don't want to keep you guys waiting. John Bubba, want to come up? I would have started using his name when answering everyone's I would have too. I totally would have done that. Yeah, Blue Sweater Boy was not going to give him anything. Anything. Yes. I'd love for a Belle to work on my hair. Oh, Numfundo. She says y'all are the best chat group of people on the internet. That's so sweet. All right, let me go down to the bottom. Because I know some people don't like to. JPC! Some people don't like all this commentary. I'm sorry. If you're new and you've never been to my channel before, I'm usually more organized and I usually am like, get to the point. I think I do. Don't you think I get to the point? I think I do. I don't know. Guess that's questionable. You will be forever amazed at my talent with you. I am amazed because I remember when I didn't know squat about editing. I still have a lot more work to do, but it takes a long time to edit. But it's fun. I like doing it. Sherry Wimpy, Sherry, it's good to see you. She says, I call the Blue Sweater Boy the I don't recall kid. Carrie, just comment on the pic. Don't know you from. Oh, I know, Cher. I'm just picking on you. It's a commentary channel. Why do people complain? Gen X, you would be surprised at how many people want us to get to the damn point. I actually had a comment the other day, you guys. I think it was yesterday. I reported them to YouTube.
and they weren't like, they didn't say anything nasty. They were just not good. They were just like really cutting down my work, and then like left two messages back to back saying, you can delete my posts all you want to. I'm just going to keep coming back, and I can go on other channels and talk about you. And so I reported them to YouTube. There's weird people out there. It just depends on what you like. I mean, I'll admit there's sometimes I go on people's channels and I'm like, you're talking too much, and we need to move on. We need to get straight to the point. Yeah, why can't you just move on to another channel? Why do you need why do you have the urge to tell me about it? Is your day going that bad? The best way to editing is addictive. Yes, it is, JPC. Who got your memberships that you just gave out? Some people aren't happy unless they're complaining about other people. That's true. I do. I mean, it's like your view and your like is not worth me having to listen to your. I had a person that was at one point that was watching all the time. She was watching all the time, but her comments were negative all the time. I was like, I can't deal with her anymore. And then I found out when I talked to Beefy and Alistair, they had the same issues with her. We all knew her. So yeah, don't think that you could. That's the thing. Don't think you just come on here just because we're all out in the open and you can just throw tomatoes at us. If you're bad enough, we will report you. And I don't usually report people. I just delete them from the channel. But when you threaten me and tell me you're going to be bad about my channel on other channels, I will come after you. I will find you. It's my Liam Neeson. I will find you and I will come after you. All right, moving on. What was the other thing? All right, I'm closing out the poll. Only 22% asked for the last School of Law that I had put up. And honestly, you guys, I don't remember what it was. I don't remember which one it was. So I'm just going to pick one. Because I can do that. I'm trying to remember which one we watched the other night. Because I don't want to do that one again. We just watched it the other night. Oh, y'all want to? Oh, let's do the one where he calls the state of Wisconsin. Testify. To testify. All right, I'm sharing it now. Hang on. Only got 2 hands, 1 brain, and I'm old, and I'm slow. Here we go. Welcome back, everyone, to the Daybrook School of Law. Now, this is part 3214. So make sure you get all your pieces in order. When we pass out this manual, we don't, we're just throwing it out there at you. You got to put it in order for yourself, okay? Now, we're going to go over some more training manual videos today. Mr. Brooks today is going to talk about the plaintiff. Now, Mr. Brooks was so clever right here. He brought up some really good stuff that we're going to touch on. And as you know, throughout this trial, he has been very adamant on the fact that the plaintiff is not showing up in court. We can't see them. We can't hear them. And Mr. Brooks is going to touch on a couple of things here that you guys need to pay attention to. And we're going to watch his trial footage so you can learn from the man himself.
Calling State of Wisconsin versus Daryl E. Brooks, case number 21 CF 1848. May I have the appearances, please?
Morning, Judge. Daisy and Zach Woodchow appearing for the state.
Sir, would you please state your name for the record?
I am here as a third-party intervener in that matter, appearing as authorized representative for my client. I accept for value in return for value all of the charging instruments in this matter and make my exemption available for discharge of all obligations and charges connected with this case. I do not dispute any of the facts in the charging instruments.
Right, the record should reflect that the individual known to this court as the defendant, Daryl Brooks, is present in court. He's in custody, but he is wearing street clothes. He's wearing a suit and tie and a mask. And good morning once again to everyone.
Not identified by that name or consent to being called that name.
So noted. All right, Mr. Brooks, do you have a 13th subpoena? As we discussed yesterday, you wanted to call 13 witnesses. I told you you had until this morning to fill out another subpoena and give it to the state so that they could review it.
Yes, I do.
All right, can you hand that to the bailiff?
Yes,
please?
I do.
I'll just take a look at it quick.
I'm gonna see if I can find this testimony of this kid.
Mr. Brooks, I'm reviewing this for completeness. And you have simply put on here, state of Wisconsin plaintiff, that's an entity. You have to name a person, sir. So I'll have it shown to the state and they can let me know their position on that.
Any legal basis why that would not be accepted, Your Honor?
You have to have a person named, sir, so that they can come and testify. You only have an entity named.
Is it not true that under the Sixth Amendment, I have the right to face my accuser?
Mr. Brooks, let me hear from the state.
Yes, Your Honor, I agree with the court's assessment. The subpoena does not state a person. The subpoena form specifically indicates that the person requesting the subpoena is to indicate the witness's name and address. Mr. Brooks has simply written the word state of Wisconsin plaintiff for the witness name. State of Wisconsin is an entity. It's not a person. The state of Wisconsin cannot testify at these proceedings, so the subpoena should be rejected, Your Honor.
Your Honor, on the grounds that every document that was filed in this matter stated that the state of Wisconsin was the plaintiff, which would lead me to believe that the state of Wisconsin is who's bringing the claim against my client. How could they not be subpoenaed to testify if they're the plaintiff? And under the Sixth Amendment, I have the right to face my accuser. My accuser in this matter is the plaintiff, which is the state of Wisconsin. Attorney Opper also brought up that it didn't have an address on there. None of my subpoenas had addresses, as we went on the record, and that was stated that a lot of the paperwork that I have don't have a lot of the people's addresses on there. Those subpoenas were accepted, so I don't see the difference with this subpoena not being accepted for the reasons that Attorney Opper just stated.
Do you see what he just did there? Do you see how brilliant that was? Now, there's a couple of reasons why Mr. Brooks did this. Number one, he is delaying. Now, y'all know he's really good at that. So if you don't get anything else out of Mr. Brooks's trial and watching these training manual videos, it's going to be learn how to delay your trial. Secondly, Mr. Brooks has provided information and court recordings that are going to be essential in his appeal of his trial. Okay, so if you get convicted, which you probably are, this is going to help you with your appeal after the fact. So sometimes you got to think long term. Bite that bullet, so to speak, and then we're going to move forward and. Yeah, we're going to talk about the rest of it here. Let's just move forward and talk about, I'm going to show you some other points as well.
Mr. Brooks, in relation to that subpoena, based upon my review for completeness, this court would note you have not named a person, you've named an entity, and the subpoena will be kept on file as part of the court record, but I'm not going to require the state of Wisconsin to testify in this case because they are an entity and you have not named a person.
Are they not? Or are they not the plaintiff, Your Honor?
They are the plaintiff in this case, sir.
And why are they not able to testify, being that
Sir,
they?
you've named an entity, not a person. People are called to the witness stand to testify. You have had an opportunity to cross-examine every single person who has been called by the state to testify in this trial. I believe that your Sixth Amendment rights have been complied with.
Not if I'm not allowed to face my accuser, Your Honor. My accuser in this matter would be the state of Wisconsin. And with all
Sir,
due
I believe your
respect,
Sixth Amendment rights in that regard have been complied with.
I'm requesting a written judicial finding of fact and conclusion of law on this issue for the grounds that I just stated. It was seen based on the Sixth Amendment that I'm not being awarded the chance to face my accuser, which I should be awarded that based on the Sixth Amendment. If I'm not able to face my accuser, then how can the claim even stand? How can a claim be brought against my client if I'm not able to face the accuser?
So this case is a criminal case in a court of competent jurisdiction in the state of Wisconsin, Waukesha County. This case was initiated initially by the filing of a criminal complaint. Then there was a preliminary hearing where probable cause was found. After that point, there was an information that was filed. And at some point, an amended complaint, perhaps even a second amended complaint, was filed as well, putting you on notice of the charges and the factual basis for those charges, along with the statutes that are alleged to have been violated. I'm not going to explain any further why you can't call the state of Wisconsin in the way that you've subpoenaed them or attempted to subpoena them for the reasons I've already stated. I understand where you might disagree with the court's ruling, but my ruling stands, and I'm not requiring the plaintiff in this case to serve that subpoena in any way for the defects I've already noted.
May I state for the record?
And I'm also not going to issue a written decision on that. The record speaks for itself.
May I state for the record, Your Honor, that I have not even seen a complaint in this matter, and the jurisdiction still has yet to be proven, which is another thing that needs to be challenged. There has not been proven that there's subject matter jurisdiction as of yet. There's no verified proof of it. There's no verified proof of even a claim, especially if I'm not allowed to face my accuser.
Now, did you see what he just did right there? He twisted that, turned that around so quickly. This man is amazing how he can just change from one topic to another. Just like it just on a like just a spin of the toe, just a pinpoint, just a point. It's just amazing. It's just amazing how he can just, flip the script and change on to one more topic. And you need to be quick-witted like that, just like Mr. Brooks is, because when one argument fails, then we're going to pick up and go straight into the next argument, which of course is subject matter jurisdiction. It's always been his main argument, and he, to this day, on his appeal, still has that information within there. Let's continue watching.
I don't understand how you can make that judicial decision, Your Honor, when it's clear discrepancies in the paperwork of this matter. Like I said, I have yet to see jurisdiction be proven. It has not been proven. I have yet to see a complaint. I have not seen that.
The court has provided you with, I believe it was the second amended criminal complaint, along with the information that was provided to you previously and noted on the record. I've already addressed your motion to dismiss previously. I'm not going to revisit that. There's no legal basis requiring me to do that, sir. The plaintiff in this matter has presented witnesses to establish venue. And again, as I've noted previously, it's a criminal case with criminal charges, with a second amended criminal complaint detailing the factual basis upon which these charges are based. We're a notice pleading state. And along with the information, you've been made aware of all of the charges and the penalties you face and the factual basis upon which the state has brought these charges. We are in the middle of trial. Your objections are noted. We will continue today with the jury trial.
For the record, may I respectfully move for interlocutory declaratory appeal on this matter, Your Honor?
Your request is noted for the record. I'm not an appellate court, sir.
For the record, may I move to stay these proceedings until this instant matter is adjudicated by a court of competent jurisdiction?
Your request is denied.
Based on what law or fact, Your Honor?
I've previously addressed the issue, sir,
So
based
you're
on
making-
law of the case.
Are you making a judicial determination that I'm not awarded my Sixth Amendment right to face my accuser?
I'm not making any such determination here today. All right.
What law or
I'm
fact?
going to turn to the district attorney's office. Do you have a witness available?
Yes, we're ready to proceed, Your Honor.
All right, our jurors here. All right, the jurors will be brought out, sir.
Your Honor, with all due respect for the record, you're avoiding my questions.
Mr. Brooks, I've addressed the issues that need to be addressed this morning. I've also addressed the same issues probably every day we've been in court. I know you may be dissatisfied with the response that I'm providing to you, but my responses stand.
It's not a dissatisfaction, Your Honor. It's a lack of understanding, which I don't have. I don't even understand the true nature and cause of the charges. And
Mr.
without,
Brooks, you've been made aware of them multiple times.
I do not understand
I
them, is what I'm saying.
encourage you once again, if you don't understand anything, to seek the advice of an attorney. I cannot give you legal advice.
Or therapy.
I'm not asking for that, Your Honor. I'm really asking why are my constitutional rights being prejudiced? It states under the Sixth Amendment that I have the
Sir, I've
right.
already addressed this. Okay. We're not going to have any further argument on this topic. All right. Your Sixth Amendment rights are being honored no differently than any other defendant that has appeared in my court.
Have any other defendant not been awarded the opportunity to face their accuser?
You are facing your accuser, sir. Every single witness who's been on the stand, you have cross-examined.
None of those witnesses are making a claim. None of those witnesses are the plaintiff. None of those witnesses are identified as the injured party. An injured party has to make the claim, Your Honor. A
So it's
living.
my opinion that your belief as it relates to that is mistaken. It's not a lawful argument and it's frivolous. I've direct your attention once again to the Beneby decision.
Well, we want to thank you for watching today's video, and we hope that you are going to learn something that's going to get you off your charges as well. And if it don't get you off your charges, well, at least you've been able to delay the court so that you can stay there more often. But I think the food's kind of better there when you're in court versus when you're in the jail, and kind of gives you a little bit more comfort while you're having to throughout your sentence, and it just kind of breaks the monotony of being in jail up a little bit. So yeah, that's great. Now listen, Mr. Brooks is going into another trial here coming up soon on some other previous charges. And listen, y'all be good, and we'll talk to you in the next video, okay? Until then, don't forget to practice how to change topics with the blink of an eye.
Damn it. I'm talking muted again. Damn it, Carrie. You know what? Y'all are sitting here. Y'all know. It's so funny because y'all are sitting there muted. Carrie, you're muted. horrible. It's redunculous. Okay, anyway, guess what I found, Amanda? I'm like Burger King, baby. You can have it your way here on Characters Productions channel because I found the video you want. I don't know why you guys like the blue sweater kid, because I thought it was kind of slow. Y'all are used to me. Am I muted? Oh my word. I was eating almonds, so I had to mute myself. Okay, here we go. Whole place. You like him too, Patty?
1 second, Your Honor.
Hey, me.
The defense calls Christopher Bertram.
All right, thank you.
I was intimidating Brooks with being muted. His contempt for DB is why y'all like him so much. Because he makes Darrell mad.
I presume the state heard that and was assisting. Thank you.
Your Honor, my assistant.
I didn't want to assume. So thank you for
Yes.
verifying that.
Yaki. Y'all, look what Yaki wrote, y'all.
Looks like this one's a lot closer than before.
The
so
first
that's
two
good.
don't.
All right, good afternoon, Mr. Bertram. If you would please make your way to the witness stand, which is off to my right. It is up one riser. When you get there, please remain standing, raise your right hand. And my clerk, Teresa, who's on my left and across from you, will swear you in.
All right, I'm muting.
solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you. Have a seat, please. First thing I will ask you to do is to state your first and last names for the record.
My first name is Christopher and my last name is Bertram.
Could you spell those, please?
CHRISTOPHERBERTRAM.
Thank you. As long as you sit close to the table, you will not have to lean in. Go ahead, sir, your witness.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, your witness.
First of all, good afternoon. What do you currently do for a living?
I do electrical work.
Directing your attention to the evening of November 21st, 2021. Do you recall that evening pretty well?
Not very.
Do you recall what you were doing that evening?
Yes.
And what were you doing that evening?
Taking my mother's car to our mechanic friend.
Were you aware of a parade going on that evening?
No.
Around what time were you taking your mom's car to be inspected?
I don't recall.
Do you recall seeing anything that caught your attention that evening?
Yes.
Can you state what that was?
A smashed up red car.
And do you recall where you saw that at?
I believe it is Prospect Court Street.
And at the time you observed this smashed up car, as you say, did you Did you see anyone driving it?
Yes.
And were you able to make a description? Sorry, description of who's driving it?
I believe so.
And what do you recall?
I don't recall what I said.
You don't recall what you said or saw?
I don't recall what I exactly said when I gave my statement.
Do you recall what you saw?
No.
You made reference to giving a statement. I'm assuming that would be to law enforcement. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
And did they write down? Well, let me back up. How was that interview conducted? Was that an in-person interview over the phone or?
In person.
And do you recall if the law enforcement officer was writing down what you were telling them or recording?
I don't recall.
Did you observe the vehicle stop at any point in time?
No.
So it's pretty much you just saw it just kind of just rolling past.
Yes.
Did you notice if the vehicle had any tents?
Any what?
Tents, like tinted windows?
No.
Yeah, I got the volume maxed out, guys.
Do you recall in your interview with law enforcement? Well, let me back up a little bit. Was your interview with law enforcement the same evening that you saw this vehicle or sometime after?
The same evening.
Do you recall stating during the interview that evening that you observed the driver as a black male with short hair and a short beard?
I don't recall exactly what I said.
Do you recall stating at any time during that interview that evening that you believe you saw the operator of the vehicle reach down and grab something as they were driving?
Yes.
Did you ever see them? Did you ever see what you believe was being grabbed?
No.
And what did you think at that moment that you saw the operator of this vehicle reach down?
I was unsure.
Do you recall in your interview with law enforcement that evening stating that you thought it was possibly a gun?
Yes.
And where did you observe the vehicle go after it had passed you?
I turned away after it passed me.
Do you recall what the operator of the vehicle was wearing at the time that it passed you?
I do not remember.
Do you recall during your interview with law enforcement that evening stating that you thought the operator was wearing a black sweater or jacket as it drove past you?
If that is what is written.
Do you recall saying that?
No.
And do you recall where your interview with law enforcement that evening took place?
Yes.
And where did it take place?
My house.
And was anyone present with you during your interview with law enforcement that evening?
Yes.
And who was that?
My mother.
Hey,
And do
Casey.
you recall what agency your interview was conducted by?
Yes.
And would you state for the jury in the record?
The FBI.
Do you recall stating in your interview that evening with law enforcement that you heard a lot of gunshots?
Yes.
And do you recall I think that's a little bit unfair to say. If you had to estimate where where do you think those gunshots were coming from, like vicinity wise?
It sounded from downtown.
And when you say a lot of shots, what would you describe as a lot of shots?
Like a full magazine.
He's freaking creepy, Mother's Helper. I swear he is. I notice him looking that way a lot. Sometimes I wonder if he's looking at them or he's looking right at the camera. He's so vain.
Do you recall seeing the vehicle that you observed crash into anything?
No.
Do you recall stating in your interview with law enforcement that evening that the vehicle appeared to slow down while traveling down Prospect Court?
Yes.
At some time after observing this vehicle, did you call 911?
Yes.
Bluesy, I think they would
Do
have
you
taken.
recall around what
Hang on.
time you called 911?
No.
I'm thinking they would have gone after the police and tried to say the police did a
Do
bad
you
job.
recall shortly after seeing this vehicle texting anyone?
Yes.
Do you recall who that was?
My girlfriend.
It wouldn't have helped though
And
because the
what did
police
you
did a
tell
great job.
I don't remember.
Do you recall telling her there's a shooting?
Possibly.
Did you see anyone else in the vehicle?
No.
Hi, Debbie. Hey, Alma. I didn't even see you
But
come
you do
in.
recall seeing the operator wearing a black sweater.
I don't remember.
Did you observe at any time that evening seeing someone run from the vehicle?
No.
Do you recall why you would have gave a description that evening when initially interviewed by law enforcement?
Because I saw the person in the car.
And how did that person look?
I don't remember.
Grounds.
His answer may stand.
What was the answer?
He said, I don't recall, or I don't remember.
No further
No.
questions at this time.
Thank you. Any cross? No. Thank you, sir. You may step down and you are excused.
No, Scrappy Doo is still in protective custody. They've got him over in the medical ward because all he does is complain about his issues he has. See that look? Oh, this is the
Right,
part
we
where he
have to call
goes
your next
off, isn't
witness.
it? About them not calling witnesses.
And when we get to the next break, I have something to discuss outside of the presence of the jury.
Oh, here we
that
go.
pleases the court.
Do you want to do that now or after your next
We
witness?
can.
All right, I'll address
They-
a legal issue.
they
and we'll bring
ganging
the
up
jury
on
back in
me.
when we're ready. All rise for the jury, please.
What? I don't know what you're asking.
Mr. Brooks, you may recall at some point, I believe we had a discussion about prior convictions. I think maybe we only discussed that if you were to testify, we would have to have that conversation. So in fairness, I don't.
No, there was one state's witness that had one prior that,
To say that right now. To say that right.
so as long as the jury's out, we should probably discuss that. I would like to provide the defendant and the court with a copy.
So that had
of
to be
the-
said. So it's the defendant.
That's not how it was said. I
That was how I
completely
said. You want to run the
disagree.
record back?
Mr. Brooks,
So I'm the only one. I got one. I
Mr.
got one
Brooks.
ear that work, and I heard that.
this
Come on,
is to benefit
man.
you so that
No, it's
you.
not.
Okay, I apologize. I found the spot we need. Just took me a minute.
Did you observe at any time that
Nope, I
evening
didn't.
seeing someone run from the vehicle?
No.
Do that now or after your next
We
witness?
can.
All right,
it?
I'll address a legal issue and we'll bring the jury back in when we're ready. All rise for the jury, please.
I was thinking we skipped ahead. I moved too fast. Dr. Pepper. Hey, Dr. Pepper. John Bubba says not long after his new trial is over, he'll hit the gin pop unless he begs for PC or stays breaking the rules, that is. Interesting.
Everyone can have a seat and then we'll just wait for the door to close.
Here it comes.
Go ahead, Mr. Brooks.
I'm curious. Some of these, judging by the reports, how are some of these answers allowed to pass when they're coming straight from reports to people on the stand? Very curious.
I don't understand your question. Are you I'm not sure what you're asking me.
What I'm asking is, reading from the report that the people on the stand are giving, the report that they gave to law enforcement.
If you're asking me whether there's a mechanism in the rules of evidence and how to establish that before the jury, the answer to that is yes. If you're asking me how you do that, I'm not going to answer that.
Hey, Darlene.
Ask how. I just, to be blunt, which I've been since the beginning of this trial, obviously, I see the whole strategy here by the prosecution. I see right through it. Don't have any cross-examination, mainly because you've already schooled the people getting on the stand on how to answer certain things.
Well, that is completely speculative on your part without
It's
any
obvious.
basis in law or
It's
fact.
obvious.
Sir, you could ask questions that establish that. You can ask them if they've met with anyone. You haven't done that. So for you to say that right now is without basis. If you want to,
It's clear.
if you are looking to elicit what they said in the report, there is a way under the rules of evidence based upon the way the witnesses have answered to clarify that. But that requires you to call certain witnesses. I'm not going to give you any more legal advice further than that.
I don't think I have to
So
call any other witnesses. That's
if
not
you're
on the
asking me to
stand.
strike their testimony based
I
on your
didn't say
perceived,
anything
then that's
about that.
bring the jury back out. You're going to call your next witness. So I'm
So
not
is you-
hearing a request from you at this time. You said you wanted to raise a legal issue. What's the legal issue?
The legal issue is how is the state allowed to coach the
You're
people getting on the
assuming they
stand?
spoke to them and coached them.
It's obvious. I'm not stupid.
Well, I disagree with that, sir. Again, you could ask
All of a
questions to
sudden-
lay a
All of
foundation
a sudden, the
with
state
these
don't got.
witnesses.
All of a sudden, for the first time in trial, all of a sudden now they don't got no cross. That's clearly a rush to try to get through the case. Hurry up. We just gonna let these people go.
Well, this is
And not-
argument.
Come on, man.
This is argument on your part,
I
sir.
see
It
through
is
it.
pure
I just
commentary
want
at this
that on the
point.
record. I see through it.
And your
Nice try,
see-through
but I see through it.
has absolutely no basis in
Well,
fact.
I know that's what's being done.
You
Come
could
on, man.
ask
I'm-
these questions. You could
Come on,
ask
man.
these
Got the right
witnesses
one.
certain questions, and you're
far,
not.
far from an idiot.
They're your witnesses, sir. If you believe,
So I'm gonna start asking every witness up here that they seem just to mysteriously now not have any cross for. Have they been coached to answer the way they answer?
well,
Because
you can't
I
ask
find-
that, but
I
you can
find
ask
it
them
very
if they've
funny.
met with anyone ahead of
I
their
find it
testimony
very
here
funny.
today,
I find
which
it
you've
very
done
funny.
with other witnesses.
I find it very funny that these are their reports, and now all of a sudden you can. Oh, I saw the person in the car. Oh, but
Mr. Brooks,
I
this
saw
is
them
an
reach for
attempt by
something.
you
Oh,
to
I don't.
delay these
I don't recall what
proceedings.
they had on.
Mr. Brooks,
You can
there's no
recall seeing
purpose
somebody
for you
reach for
saying
something
this
and
right
don't
now.
know what they had on. I find that
All right,
very.
I'm having the jury brought
man.
out. I'm instructing you to
Come on,
avoid
man.
the commentary when the jury comes out, or you will
I didn't
forfeit
say-
your right to be
I didn't say
present.
nothing.
Before we do that, there's an issue that we do need to pick up potential as to a witness by the name of Abel Lescano. He has prior criminal history.
Thank you.
So as long as the jury out, we should probably discuss that. I would like to provide the defendant and the court with a copy.
So that had
of
to be
the-
said. So it's the defendant.
That's not how it was said. I
That was how I
completely
said. You want to run the
disagree.
record back?
Mr. Brooks,
So I'm the only one. I got one. I
Mr.
got one
Brooks.
ear that work, and I heard that.
this
Come on,
is
man.
to benefit
man.
you so
No,
that
it's
you
not.
understand
Ain't none of this
your
to benefit me.
witness
So let's
has
be
a
clear about
prior
that.
record.
Your Honor, when I leave the table, I'm away from the courtroom and I have to elevate my voice. This is the
So she had to
alleged
elevate her
record of
voice
Abel
just for
Lescano.
that.
Stop
Man.
talking.
Come on, man. Like I don't know who y'all be thinking y'all fooling. I set the value, return for value. This document.
One more interruption and you're going to be removed to the next
That's
courtroom.
what you want to do anyway.
It's not what I want to do. Do not interrupt Attorney Opera.
So can
Your
you
Honor,
tell?
I
can you
believe he
explain-
has 7 prior criminal convictions via OWI 2nd from 1997, and OWI 3rd from 1997, and OWI 4th from 2003, criminal trespass to dwelling from 2006.
All right, I need to take a break. This man right now is having a stare down with me. It's very disrespectful. He pounded his fist. Frankly, it makes me scared. And we're taking a break.
Piece of crap.